We go ahead?
Yep.
All right. Go on. Call the meeting to order. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call for the record. Mayor Lindsay.
Here.
I see that he's here.
Can you hear me?
He's trying to talk, but he may be muted.
Might be.
Looks like it's not frozen. I'm here.
Listen, can you get out and come back in?
Yeah.
Definitely trying to talk.
Oh, there goes the mic.
There he is.
Can y'all hear me now?
Mayor Lindsay.
I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
It's funny, I can
It's like
hear
phone is
you.
trying to talk as well.
I have the volume all the way up.
Oh, it's on y'all. Owen can hear me.
Counselor Curry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can hear BJ.
He said I can hear you.
I'm here. Here.
I'm gonna disconnect. I'm gonna disconnect and I'll retry.
I could hear you.
Yeah, I love these exercises.
It makes me think it's something to do with the Villages connection. Hey, there we go.
Yeah, it's something on their end, I suppose. Are you in Denver?
Yeah. We've
Okay, I hear you, Counselor Curry. Mayor, can you say something?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay.
Testing?
With the roll. Mayor, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
So Mayor Lindsay's present. Mayor Pro Tem Crank.
Here.
Counselor Howe is not here. Counselor Weeks is not here. Counselor Curry.
here.
We have a quorum. You may proceed.
Okay, I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
I guess since I'm running the meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion in the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, moving on to new business. I want to open discussion on our only agenda item today. Issue a level 2 blue flag emergency proclamation under ordinance 7-3-10-C regarding water shortage in the village. Director Epler and staff.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Councilman Curry, Mayor Pro Tem. Clerk Scaresman Manager Weir. Today, a topic for discussion that we're bringing up is the near failure of one of our main producing water wells, the Peralta well. Evan, I'll be turning it over to Evan here pretty soon to present the facts, but essentially the well is not producing what it historically has been due to drought conditions. The well, it's one of the shallower wells and it has been affected by these drought conditions. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Evan, and he can give you the facts of what was discovered when the pump was pulled out and sent the camera down the hole and got the indication of the well not performing any longer.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, council members. We are here today to discuss going into level 2 water restrictions, which is the blue flag. So as previously stated, we had a main well that right now, due to the drought, is experiencing a very slow replenishment. I do want to start this off by saying we are not out of water yet. This is more being proactive than reactive. But with this well specifically, throughout the history, it has been a very slow replenishing well, and this feeds one of the main tanks that feeds the west side. But after the camera inspection, we did find indications that the water level sat around 80 feet, the static level. The well itself is 250 feet, but our pump sits 235 feet. And currently, the static level now is 220 feet. Well, 218 to be exact. So that gives us about 17 feet of water to pump. And the replenishment rate, we lose our GPMs going from 225 all the way down to 80 GPMs. And it just gets worse and worse after 12 hours of usage. And I would like to just state that when we got to this 225 GPMs with this pump and with this well, it was after 4 to 5 days of replenishment. So there was a lot of time to replenish, and to only get 12 hours of usage at that rate is extremely concerning. And if you could, we have pictures of the camera inspection. We have explanations of what each picture is, basically stating where the water static level current or was, and then where it currently is, and then what we found at the bottom of that well. And what we discovered at the bottom of that well, so right there, this picture on image 1, that's 152 feet. If you see that sediment on the side, that's basically just showing that's where the water was before, pretty high up there, honestly. And it just shows the connection of the joints, which it looks pretty good. Our casing is in good condition. We are just dealing with a lack of water. But if you go all the way to the bottom, you will see how the water consistently drops. You see those marks of erosion on all that stuff, how it gets more yellow. That just shows where the water sat. And now at 218 feet, that's currently where it's at. So if you even go farther down, you'll see what we're dealing with right there. That is called fractured bedrock. And there's a reason why this well wasn't dug or drilled any deeper than what it was. You just can't go anymore. This is basically what you get out of this area. And with this fractured bedrock, we are losing water instead of holding water. So its replenishment rate is just directly correlates with the environment that we are experiencing, which is a lack of winter. And so for this to be a mean producing well, it is not reliable. We're going to need to definitely search for a new well to be reliable in the future. But right now we could use this as an emergency resource if we do need water for the west side of the mountain. But again, this is something we cannot 100% rely on if we do run into any situations with any of our other wells.
I would like to mention to point something out in this picture. In the upper portion of the picture, what you see is actually the bottom of the well casing. And you can see it's at 231 feet. Please note that the pump is set at 235 feet. So the pump is actually set below the bottom of casing. Now the casing does not have a well screen or perforated pipe, which you would normally see in a fully developed municipal well. And but I'm guessing they just weren't able to do it because of the fractured bedrock. The hole does go down and was bailed all the way to bottom of hole to 250, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so in layman's terms, what this means is we have, from where the pump is set at 235 feet, we have water to 218, where traditionally it's held at 80 or 90. And that, what we call static level, is the distance from the surface to the top of the water. That picture illustrates what essentially what the pump is sitting right next to in the hole. At this point, are there any questions?
How long ago was this well drilled?
It was in the later 1990s. We don't have an exact date, but well, from what we've been told is from 1996, 1997, around that area.
Has this happened in the past where we've experienced a similar circumstance?
Somewhat, but not to this severity. They never experienced drought the way we have experienced now. And they have always, well, our predecessors and people from before have always stated this well has always been a slow replenishment well, but they've always had water to work with when it came down to, the slow replenishment rate. But there has never actually been any testing that we have done currently done to this well. So we know exacts right now. We know hours, we know GPMs, and we know the exact static level where we're at now. Before they had leeway to work with, and that was before, we encountered what we encountered, which has never been, it's never been in this area before with this kind of drought level.
So we have two pieces of business going forward. One is gonna be the declaration before us, but also can we talk a little about kind of next steps and what the longer term fix will be? Because I know I heard a little bit of that this morning from the state engineer, but if you guys wouldn't mind a little context, I think would be good.
Sure, I'll take that. Yeah, we're gonna need to try to replace this well. I've already reached out to a hydrology and geotechnical firm that we're currently doing work with on other wells, to get an estimate for initial assessment and, get some information on what's gonna be involved in regards to scouting out a new well location. The other thing that I want to examine with them is the possibility of one of the wells that we're intending to abandon, because it has an artesian flow, with the Office of the State Engineer. We want to see if there's a possibility of putting that well into play. Now, what this could entail is expense associated with piping to utilize that well that would be pretty much equivalent or maybe even exceed the price of drilling another well. So our first approach is going to get as much information we can on, we know what it's going to take to drill a new well. But what we want to see is if what the assessment can produce for us in picking a location. Now, the gentleman from the Office of the State Engineer suggested that an exploration well be done if a site is located with the help of a hydrologist to ensure that the water is there. The last well that we drilled, their data and the depth that was determined to drill down to was based on the well that we were replacing. Where if we're looking at a totally different location, we'd be looking at doing a test well, hopefully find the water and hopefully it would be a well that could then be developed into a certain amount of surface casing, everything that's involved with developing a municipal well. For price comparison, the well that we did in the back basin, it ended up being just north of $500,000 to get that in. We'll say that the contractor that did that bid at far less than what anybody else did. We will be, guessed off the top of my head is we will be in the $1 million range for a well. And depending on location, its ability to tie the infrastructure into our distribution system.
So at this point, the Peralta well will just be used as backup as it recharges. You can use it here and there, but I mean, essentially you've had a static drop well over 100 feet. The water's just not there, or not gonna be there reliably, so it's gotta go to a backup status. And so that's why we're gonna be considering our emergency declaration to conserve what water we do still have in the tank, since our ability to pump out of the Peralta well has been degraded pretty significantly. Thanks to a couple of really poor winter seasons, there's just no water there to get out of it.
And we're confident that we'll still be able to maintain levels in the tanks to supply water to citizens. And with these conservation measures, they'll also help us maintain levels that will enable us to ensure fire protection. We want to keep in layman's terms, we want to keep the tanks full enough that if we have a fire, we put water to the fire hydrants.
Any more questions? Mayor Lindsay or Councilman Curry?
No, sir.
I don't really necessarily have a question about the well, is more about the proclamation. The number 2 of after the therefore says all short-term rentals have signage. Is the signage supposed to be what's in the 1 through 6 in the level 2 part? Is that what you're wanting the signage to be?
Mayor Pro Tem and council members, we're just looking for signage that promotes conservation of water. It may contain some of the rules about like washing vehicles and so on. The primary water saving action in level 2 is irrigation. But there are a few other items that are related, like leaving water running, filling hot tubs, and so on. So we just want signage to notify the visitors that we're in a water conservation mode and that they shouldn't be doing these certain items. And it's really, I think the property owners are going to want that because we do have the right to cite in this for violations. And the property owners will be the ones cited, not visitors.
I would make a suggestion that the tourism department create a sign that they can distribute to everybody that's has a short-term rental permit via email.
Let's let Greg respond to that.
Councilman Curry, I think that's a great suggestion. We'll do something like we have the welcome information that we currently give to property managers and short-term rental people with permits. So I'll get something laid out the next day. We'll get that printed and we'll get it going.
Thank you.
Greg, do we have, I'm sure you have, but a list of all property managers to make sure they all.
Yeah, we'll also do a bulk email to everybody and then we'll include it in the Village Voice to all our homeowners, even if they're not property owners. So if they're just have a second home up here and they'll be back in a couple of weeks, just to let them know what's going on.
And I'm assuming we can put this on the electronic sign to the.
Already got that done.
It'll be done as soon as you click the gavel.
Awesome.
And Greg, while you're at it, you might, if you can convince Evan to come into the podcast booth, have him explain what he just explained to us.
Yeah, I sent Kurt an invite email earlier, and now hearing how articulate Evan is, he'd be a great guest.
That's fine with me. Let me know.
Do it, and we can do it super quick, so you're not wasting a lot of time in a podcast studio. I know how busy you are.
No problem at all.
100%. I think that, the goal is to get people in the conservation mindset as quick as possible. But we recently experienced, when we sent a call out for conservation, a lot of misinterpretation of that from the public. They thought they were going to run out of water or water was being shut off. That is not the case. We're doing this so it doesn't get to that point. And yes, I think the more information we could get out, the better. And hopefully everybody will understand this is still going to have water for their homes and for their fire protection, and that's our goal.
We
Yeah,
want to stay here.
Yeah, I would definitely make that the first line. We do have water. So.
And again, just to state, this is us being proactive instead of reactive to even worse emergency that could come out in the future, right? If we don't do this now.
Got it.
Any other discussion on the proclamation? Not, I'd ask for a motion on the agenda item.
I make a motion on, do I just read the issue?
Yes, sir.
issue a level 2 blue flag emergency proclamation under ordinance 7-3-10C regarding water shortage in village.
If I could get a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call vote on item A. I guess I'll do Mayor Lindsay.
Sure.
Well, it's still
Mayor
Jake and
Kemp.
Owen. I won't vote unless,
Understood. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Crane
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, that is our only agenda item. Any other discussion? Not. 3:21, meeting adjourned.
thank you. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Owen.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.